Hey, everybody, it's Reggie. Welcome to Lawyering Podcast, where we talk about various topics related to the legal profession and industry. In today's podcast, we focused on the marketing side of legal advertising, and we talk with Retta, who is the founder of a marketing and online advertising firm for lawyers and practitioners in the US and Canada. Hey, everybody, it's Reggie with Lawyer Interviews, and today we are talking to Retta, who is the founder of Freedom Marketing. Hi, Retta, how are you?
Hi, Reggie. I'm very good. Thank you for having me today in this podcast.
Well, we are very excited to have you as well because you have an amazing foundation and organization that markets to lawyers, which is our demographic. So I'd love you to talk a little bit more about Freedom Marketing and introduce yourself.
Sure. So Freedom Marketing has started about 5 years ago. First, when we started, we were working a bit with everyone, like lawyers, doctors, all the local businesses. But then we quickly found out that legal marketing was something that we got great result in, and also it's also a niche that really needs some help and structuring when it comes to advertising, because there is a huge potential, but we see that often it's not very well exploited by lawyers, and they miss out in a lot of opportunities which can be leveraged with online marketing.
Right, absolutely. And as the industry, the legal industry has also changed, as you know, over the years. I mean, it used to be law libraries and books, and now everything's online, the cases, everything. And so reasonably, the money should be spent online as well when we're talking about advertising. So this is such a great time to have you on and to explain to lawyers perhaps and law firms what we're doing wrong and the challenges for legal marketing. So if you have any ideas on some of those challenges, we'd love to hear them.
Sure. So one of the most common challenge I see with law firms is when they try to advertise online, they use their website.
Mm-hmm.
Website is great, but it's only it's only an informative page that gives information about what you do, who you are, about us, and everything.
Right.
However, a landing page is what should be used when you do a campaign, because it's very focused in only one action, which is having them to book a call with you or become a lead.
Right.
And so they don't have much distraction. Also, when someone comes from Facebook, Instagram, Google, whatever, they don't have much time to spend. There is so much distraction around, and you only have a limited time to take their attention. So it should be heavily focused in only one action. And the most common mistake that they make is they use website. So when someone comes to the website, that's great. He see who you are, what you're doing. Then they end up going to this page and that page, and you lose their attention. And maybe they receive a notification on their Instagram, and they quit the page, and you never hear back from them.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So now, why do you think that lawyers are so, I guess, married to this old system of just the website? Why do you think that is?
Well, because one of the main reasons is they like their audience to know everything about them, so they don't want to miss out on anything. However, we need to understand that people who come to the website from online traffic like Facebook, Instagram, Google, they don't have much time to go over everything. I mean,
right.
Because also one thing we need to know is you're not the only person they go to. They go to visit. They go to a dozen of lawyers' website before you and after you. So you need to go straight to the point. It's like you have like someone walking in a street, and there is hundreds of shops. So you have a very small amount of time to get their attention. So the first step is to get first the attention, get them to come to you, and then you can explain who you are, what you're doing, and then go from there.
Very cool. Well, let's lead off with that. Grab our attention. What is some advice that you suggest to grab attention of a potential customer?
Sure. So one of the most important things to use when you do online advertising, whether Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, for example, is using video ads. One of the main reasons why I always recommend video ads is because, first of all, you build trust with your audience. Mm-hmm. They know who you are. They know who they speak with. And it builds trust and confidence in who you are and what you're doing. Right. When you use I see a lot of lawyers using like stock images and all that stuff, but you don't know behind the screen. So they
Right.
need to know who you are. They need to know. So because again, the legal industry is an industry which has a lot of human relationship.
Right.
So you need to build the trust right away. But we know that online there is a lot of scammers, a lot of so people have a hard time to see the good from the bad. So video is a very good way to show your you have integrity and to build some trust with your audience.
Very cool. And with these videos, I mean, what is the kind of information that lawyers maybe should express, or what do you think, in your view, lawyers should express to gain that trust or rapport?
So when I say video, I don't mean like having a very long video where you explain everything. So it should be very crisp, very small, like no more than 1 minute, and you should speak to your audience. Let's say, for example, you are a family lawyer handling divorces or custody. You're gonna say, hey, if you are seeing this ad, it's because you may have, we may in the process of divorcing, and would love to help you with your case. This is what we do, A, B, and C. This is how we can help you. If you want more information, click on the link below, and we can take it from there. Very simple, but you need to speak to them. When they see you, you need to understand that you're actually talking to them. If you try to go very broad, and speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So.
Right. That's really good advice. Absolutely. I like that a lot. And for the people who are, viewing, I mean, how long of an attention span do you think that lawyers get in these videos to introduce themselves to potential clients?
So there is two kind of video you can have. So there is the video that you make on the ads, like Instagram ads, those sponsored ads you see on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
This will be very small because you have a very short time to grasp to get their attention, basically.
Right.
Then if you want to get long, you want to make longer video, for example, providing some value, before they become your client, explaining them how they can do like top 5 tips, for their case or whatever. On that case, you can use that, but it should be on your website, or it should be more on your Instagram page as a post, because that's where people come to learn more about you. Right. But when you are on the ad, you should be very short because you have a very small time. And remember, when you see an ad from a lawyer, they will see a dozen of ads after you because everyone is targeting the same audience.
Right.
Yeah, you need to really be short and crisp and go straight to the point in order to be able to get their attention.
Right. Absolutely. Well, and you bring up social media. I think that's a great segue into talking about, aside from, website pitfalls, do you have any advice regarding lawyers on social media and what they should be doing?
Sure. So first of all, let's make a difference between social media ads and PPC ads, for example, because a lot of law firms, they use both of them or one of them. First, when we speak about PPC or Google ads, we speak about inbound lead, which means they're already searching for what you have on offer. Right. If you're a family law firm, they will be writing family law firm near me, or immigration law firm near me, or estate planning law firm, or wherever. Right. They already search for you, so they have a high intent of moving forward. Okay.
Right.
The bad side of this is that sometimes it tends to be very, very costly, very expensive, because you bid against a lot of lawyers in your area. So it's a race to who's gonna pay the highest bid, for the keyword. Okay?
Right.
So and the page there, when you have a page there, it should be straight to the point. So hey, I'm a lawyer. You want to speak with me? Click there, book a call, and we can take it from there. Okay, that's very straightforward.
Right.
When you do Facebook ads, remember that's you target people based on demographic criteria. For example, where they live, how old they are, what's their household income, what's their situation, are they married, are they divorced, so you can target people based on this, plus based on their interest. If they have an interest in estate planning, if they have interest in, I don't know, if they have, for example, let's say you're a personal injury lawyer doing car accident, you're gonna target people who own a car, for example. So
very cool.
It's outbound. It means you are the one going to them. That's just like having a billboard in the street, but instead you're having it on social media, and you're only showing it to a specific audience you choose.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
But the way you build that is a bit different, because remember, on Google Ads or PPC, it's inbound, so they're already searching for it. So you need to go straight to the point. On Facebook's Instagram ads, you need to create some interest. You need to work a bit more on the content, on video, have some copy, some nice copy. Also, when you drive them to your page, usually what I do with my client is we have always 4 steps before they end up on a call with the lawyer.
Okay.
The first, we call it opt-in page. That's the page where they see about the testimonials from your past client, where they see about
Kind
you.
of the about us, about what we do, what we've done.
And it's all in one page with one call to action, which is request a consultation or book your consultation, whatever.
Right.
Then once they click on that button, they just fill a very basic information like first name, email, phone number, very basic. So we don't put too much, we don't give them like a hard time to get into the next step.
Right.
So that's the first step too. And then the next step is what we call the filtering step. So we filter the leads to make sure they qualify. And that's exactly the type of leads you want. So what do? We ask them there a series of questions. For example, let's say, I don't know, I'm a personal injury lawyer doing a car accident. For example, I'm going to ask them, when did the accident happen? Is it in, where did it happen? Can you describe your case? And then we're going to predefine what we want as a good answer. And if they respond to the answer we want, we're going to make them move forward to the next step. If they don't, we're going to say, we are sorry, at this time, we cannot help you. This way, you're not going to waste your time with cases you will not usually take.
Yeah, that's such a great time-saving aspect too for attorneys, because I can attest, I get contacted all the time by people who, I'm in a niche area. And so I get contacted all the time by people and they're like, can you help me? And I have to refer them to the state bar or someone, you know what I mean? So it would save so much time and probably frustration for people, clients and attorneys, having that filter right away. I love that idea.
Exactly, because sometimes lawyers, they end up with a lot of people booking the call, having like a full list of leads,
right?
But like them end up being like junk leads, like they're not gonna take them anywhere. So it's just like a waste of time for both the client, and the lawyer. So to save all this time, it's always good to have like a step where you filter them, like in a kind of questionnaire or survey, where they have to answer a series of questions, and you predefine in advance how you want them to how you want the answer to be before they move forward.
Right.
Some people use like a survey, some other they use like a chatbot. So they feel like they're speaking to someone. You have a series of questions to answer, and based on response, you make them move forward or not. Once they move forward, then you have them pick a day and time on your calendar, and then they can book a day and time and speak with you. But by the time they end up there, they're already pre-qualified.
Right. Okay? Right. So it saves you time, saves you review of whether there's someone in your area of law. Absolutely. I love it.
And also one more thing, very important when you do social media ads and you use this kind of funnel, is to automate your follow-up process. I'm going to explain you why it's important, because a lot of lawyers, for example, that's great. They go through all the steps, they book a call with you, but for some reason, they never attend the call, which is very frustrating for many lawyers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what you can do to avoid that is, as soon as they book a call, you have an automation in place, which go out 4 days before, 4 hours before, and 2 hours before. Okay. And you ask them to confirm they're going to show up. Please, like with a text, please reply yes to confirm you're still available for today. If sometimes we're going to see that people are going to say yes and they're going to show up. Sometimes they're going to realize they have booked and they're going to say, well, I'm sorry, I cannot do it this time. Maybe we can do it 1 hour later. And at least you know in advance. So you won't waste your time, or your case manager or intake team or whoever who's going to handle the call, you don't have to waste your time. So it's very important to have this in place. And also what we do in place on top of that, for example, let's say someone, remember I told you they opt in first and then they have to go through the survey.
Right.
But for some reason, they may leave and they may never book a call with you. So you can have their contact details, but no booking or no. So you don't have, and you feel like you have to chase them, So to avoid all of that, we can also build an automation follow-up campaign, which includes SMS, email, also ringless voicemail. And what it's going to do, if they leave the page without booking a call with you, the automation is going to trigger, it's going to send them a series of texts and emails saying, hey, we just received your information. We'd love to help you move forward. Please book a day and time to speak with you. After 1 day, no response. Hey, we have noticed you haven't booked yet your consultation. Is there anything we can help you with? And it keeps going and going until they end up responding. They can say, I'm not interested. Right. So at least what's up with them. Or they're gonna say, yes, I was interested, but sorry, I didn't have the time. And then you can take it from there. So a lot. It saves a lot of time, and you have this, this hassle of feeling like you are chasing them.
Right.
So
Right.
you only keep those who are actually interested, and it's
Mhm.
all done automatically, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's amazing. My career before law school, I was actually an executive assistant, and I'm just, listening to you explain the confirming the phone appointment, the confirming, everything. I mean, it's like taking a full-time job and putting it into automation is such a time and money saver. Like, it absolutely is. I mean, that was like literally my job, is, scheduling things and, back in the old days. So, I mean, it is amazing. Like like you said, case managers, paralegals, legal assistants, like things that you would normally need someone to probably spend a few hours a week doing, is automated right to you, and it's filtering out people who shouldn't maybe communicate with you, and also doesn't waste your time, and you're able to like maximize your hours and calendar. So efficient.
Exactly. And also one of the, for example, for some lawyers, they have a great marketing, they get a lot of leads, but they end up being lost. There is no tracking in place, there is no follow-up in place. So it's all over the place. So having a proper system in place, like developing this kind of structure, is going to really help them structure their follow-up, know what's happening with each lead, where they drop off, what's happening, and they can track every single dollar they spend on ads, see where it's going and how much money they are making at the end of the month. So it's very important to have this structure in place, because it saves a lot of time, but also it helps you have more visibility over what's going on with your lead generation, what's going on with your cases, what's going on with your client. Yeah.
Right. Well, and lead generation, I wonder this question too, between law firms and maybe solo practitioners, is lead generation different in your experience?
So usually when it's a solo practitioner, we have to be very, very focused on filtering the lead, because you don't want to waste their time with a lot, because he's alone, so he doesn't have much time, to spend with the follow-up with other stuff. So it's very important to have this system in place,
right?
And also adding as much filtering question as possible to make sure you only end up speaking with those who you actually want to speak with and you can actually help.
Right. Right.
Because we work also with some big firm who have like a big call center in case team, and everything, and and they just want volume. They tell us, okay, we just want volume. We're gonna handle that, no worries. But some others, they have a small team, and they cannot afford to waste time on calling them and everything. So it's very important to have this kind of system in place, because that's like having a whole team working with you, but on automation. So it's very important for solo practitioner, and we focus a lot with building a system for them. Meanwhile, it's also good for big firm to have this kind of process in place, but usually they have a big team, so they can afford to have more leads and they can afford to speak with more people. So yeah.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. Another question for you is, I know that Freedom Marketing is based in the US and Canada. At least for the US, every state has a different, we have the ABA, American Bar Association rules, but we also have state specific rules on advertising, and that includes now online. How do you all at Freedom Marketing make sure that lawyers are being compliant with that, or is that on the lawyer?
So first of all, we have a different department for estate planning, law firm, for family law, immigration law, personal injury. So each one is specialized in a specific area. So we exactly know how to speak to their audience and how to structure their funnel and their ads. And one thing we do always with each client, it's never like a copy and paste from another client.
Right.
All the campaign, everything is customized around the client need, around the client location. So what we do usually is, before we have a client coming with us, we have them to fill a very long onboarding form, where we ask them all the questions we need to understand about their state, about their situation, about what they want. So ask them about the competition, about the type of about the size of their business, about the type of case they want, and we build the campaign around them. So it's never like a plug and play. It's always on a case by case basis.
Right. Highly customized to the lawyer, their market, their niche, their, where they can actually maximize the views and advertising. Absolutely.
And also it's for their own benefit, because sometimes you find some lawyers who are very good at creating video content.
Right.
Some of them don't have any content. Some of them, so each one is different, and we try to actually leverage what they have in place to get them more exposure and more results. For some who don't have, we can help them with creating the content with everything. But as I mentioned, each client is different, each law firm is different, and they have different solutions. So it's not like one size fits all. It's
right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I love the one size does not fit all, because that's so true. You're dealing with solo practitioners to probably, medium to large firms. Regarding like online advertising, the videos and everything, how often do you believe that lawyers should be putting out promotional material to generate leads?
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we have two types of video content. We have the video that goes with the ads.
Right.
So these are very, very specific. For example, let's say you have a specific campaign. You are targeting, let's say you want a custody case or divorce cases.
Right.
The video is only going to be focused on that. It's going to be crisp, and it's going to speak to them like, hey, are you in the process of divorce right now? Do you need help? You're going to need a good lawyer. We can help you, straight to the point. Come to us. We can take it from there. And then we have some other kind of content where you provide value, where you give them more information about who you are. This is not good to use this kind of content in the ads. This is good to have it on the post. So because when people want to learn more about you and they're not convinced yet, where they will go? They will go to your page, they will go to your Instagram page, your Facebook page, and they will go to your reviews. So,
Right. But maybe not lead with that, because they probably don't have a reason to follow up and learn more about you if they are getting that right away.
Exactly. So it's very, very important to distinguish the type of content you want to produce. And when you produce content, it needs to be highly customized around your client. So you cannot speak the same way you speak to, family law firm cannot speak the same way they speak to a divorce case and a custody case. Same for estate planning, or living trust or probate, or whatever.
Right.
It's different. So I recommend usually a lawyer to create a team-specific videos for each kind of case. Maybe, for example, providing top 5 tips, to overcome your divorce, or top 5 tips for your living trust, or something like that. So we provide value, and for those who are still not yet convinced, you can at least show your value, show that you know your stuff, so you help them make a decision.
Right.
Yeah, the ads usually should be always short videos, very targeted, and then you have the content where you provide value. And this you can produce, for example, maybe 1 video a week. It's more than enough if you want to keep it active. But for the ads, you don't even, you just need like 1 a month. It's more than enough.
Really?
Yeah, because usually when you target an audience, it's gonna be like 1 million people minimum you're gonna target.
Right.
At least 100K. So in 1 month, you will never cover everyone. So 1 video a month is more than enough if it's very focused. And for the content, you can have like 1 video a week, or maybe like 2 or 3 video a month. That's more enough. It's better to create good content, but like 2 or 3 times a month, than having a lot of content like every day, but doesn't provide much value. You just speak about yourself. Hey, I'm a great lawyer. I'm the best. So it's always good to provide value first. And take your time to to actually help your audience.
Right.
Because you can feel that when you try to help them, they can feel it. When you try to just promote yourself, that's not good, because everyone is trying to do the same. So you should distinguish yourself from the rest.
And is this something that Freedom Marketing sits down with their clients and talks about, brainstorms how to present and maybe, catch the viewer and get their interest? Is that something you sit down with each individual client and do?
Actually, what we do, we actually take care of all the content, what I discussed, like all the funnel, we take care of that. So we produce for them the copy, the content. The only thing we cannot produce for them is the videos, because they have to be on the camera.
Right.
But for the rest, and we can brief them, of course, on what to say. But we build for them everything: the page, the ads, the follow-up, text, email. Everything is built for them. Wow. So all they have to do is just sit back and relax and just attend the meeting. Yeah. Because we know lawyers don't have much time to spend. They have time to learn about ads or do the page so they rely on you to do everything for them. I also love that, because we know exactly what works. So just waste time on trying stuff, and we go straight to the point. We build everything for them. So all we ask them to do is just make sure they show up to the call.
Right. Absolutely. And how long, before signing up and all of a sudden we start promoting ads on, I know there's targeted ads and then just, on social media as well. How long do you generally think it takes for, Freedom Marketing to show its value for the lawyer when they're getting, content back, or contact back?
From the first month, usually most of our clients from the first month, they close cases already.
Wow.
We also have a client who is automating 100% of the case signing process.
Wow.
So we take care of their a Class A action. They have a Class A action campaign right now running, and a privacy protection law firm. And basically, the lead, when they come in, when we get the traffic, they come to a page, they opt in, and then within the funnel, with the next step, we have an online contract that they sign to agree that the attorney will represent them, and they sign it straight away. So by the end, by the time they finish the filling everything, they already have a signed case.
Wow, that's so cool. I just got like lawyer chills, That's so cool. What a great service. That's awesome. And
this only works for specific law firms, like Class A action. Or so just to for disclaimer, so it does not work for everyone, because some they need to speak with them. But for those who can avoid that, we can actually automate everything for them, so they only have signed cases straight from day one.
Absolutely. And that is true. I mean, there used to be years ago, I don't know if you remember, where, they had the 1-800 commercials for people who were, injured or whatever, a class action, and you'd call and kind of do the same thing, but, through your house phone. And, now everything has moved to an online space. And so it only makes sense that would follow. And hey, if you can get 100% of people that are engaged and retained like that, that's fantastic. So I love it. I love it. Well, another question I have for you, Retta, is where do you think the future of online advertising for lawyers especially is headed?
So the future of law firm is obviously, as you can see, like lately we have a lot of visual content, like videos, like you have now TikTok is booming right now. We have also Instagram, with the reels, the video. So it's really, the trend is going towards a lot of videos, video content, producing a lot of video content, because in the past, lawyers used to use, like a billboard, they used, some of them they use like cold calling, emailing, mailing, all that stuff. Right now, I think that you should always promote yourself by providing value. How you can never provide value with an image. The value is provided, through videos. So one of the most successful lawyers we have worked with, they have a lot of videos on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. So they actually provide a lot of value to the audience. They can learn from them before they even come as a client. So by the time they end up as a client, you don't need to convince them; they're already convinced, because your content has already done the work for you. It's very, very important to produce content. For those who are not producing content, they should start as soon as possible. Obviously, they are a lawyer; they know how to speak. They're good.
We hope.
So it should not be very, very difficult, for them to be in front of a camera, and talking and providing value. So yeah, they should definitely do that, and it helps a lot with showing their value, showing who they are, and also helping their future audience to learn more about them and learn more about how they can help them. Right.
Absolutely. And do you feel that this video, I guess, method is going to continue? Do you think that's going to change at any point? Or do you think it's holding strong for a good point of advertising?
Well, right now we're only at the start of it. So I don't know, but TikTok is not a very, old platform. It's very new. And the Reels has just been launched by Instagram like recently. So it means that the trend is going towards, this trend more and more. It was already, the case before, but right now it's even more important than before. So it's very, very important to produce this type of content. I will prefer, someone who provides me value on a video than someone who sends me a huge book I have to read to go through all. So and also, now with editing, with all, and you don't have to be like make it like boring or very serious. You can make it like fun, and you can speak to your audience in a way that is attractive to them. It doesn't have to be like very serious and with a tie, and you have to
Right.
can be very like casual, and speak to them, because people like authenticity. The more authentic you appear and the more natural you appear, the more you appeal to them. If you look like too much sophisticated and too much formal, they have seen this before. So you need to get out of the stand out from the pack.
Right. And I love that advice. And I think that's something that TikTok and Instagram have definitely shown over the past few years, is that it's nice to have attorneys actually show their personalities and not just this lawyer in a vacuum, because they're people too. And you've got to, I always tell clients too, like, I'm not going to be offended. Like, go meet other lawyers, go interview other lawyers if you want. It's like dating. You've got to find the right chemistry. But if you can find that chemistry from a video and know, like, hey, this is someone I could work with, that takes, telling other people, hey, go interview other lawyers. Like, you don't want to be doing that as a lawyer, right? Like, you don't want to be like, go meet with someone else, make sure that we're compatible as an attorney and client. So I love that advice, because, you get to see their personality, you get to see what they're about, but also know that you're going to be comfortable with them.
Exactly. And I like your comparison with dating. For example, you will never date someone just for a photo you have seen, You need to see the person, to see how they speak, you need to see their personality. So just like dating, you need to know who you're gonna get with, if you can get on together, if you're gonna feel comfortable with the lawyer, So it's very, very, and the only way you can do that, if someone is living, miles away from you, very far from you, the only way you can do that is through videos. So that's why it's very, very important. And we also have like a lot of law firms we work with. They're 100% virtual law firm. So they never meet their client in person. It's always online, through online calls and everything. So the only way you can provide value is by actually being in front of a camera, and showing your personality and and who you are really, because people have this image of lawyer who are very serious, very strict, very formal.
Right.
Get out of this. You show them that you're also just like them. You're just trying to help them. You do this out of love for your professional, for your, so when people can feel that, when you're very bored in camera and just saying, this because someone told you to say it, people can feel it. So, yeah, it's very important to be yourself and, and express yourself to your audience, so they also to you and they can, learn more about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good points. Another question I have for you, and we'll wrap up in a few minutes, but if I'm a lawyer out there and I'm thinking, wow, I really think these services are great, I would love to learn more. How do I contact you, and what's the process like for the attorney as your client?
So we have our website, it's readamarketing.com. So from there, they can watch a lot of case study we have with other law firms we have worked with, and they can book a free consultation from there, just to discuss, as we mentioned, if they are the right fit, if you are the right fit for them, to see where they're at, what they do, how we can help them, and then we can learn about each other, and then we can take it from there. So usually they come to the website, they book a consultation, we discuss with them, we see if it's a good fit. If it is, then they can move forward. We have them fill the onboarding form, ask them questions about their firm, what's their goal, what's their size, who they want to promote to, how many leads they want, how many appointments they want. And based on this data, we produce a campaign around, around their needs and around their firm.
That's amazing. And is it a subscription model? Is it just a, customized, or is it ongoing, I guess? What kind of service is it?
So it's pay as you go. It's month to month. They can stop anytime. We don't tie them with any retainer, kind of contract, because we want them to feel comfortable.
Right.
We like to tie people with contract. We want people to tie them to us because they like what we do.
Right.
And we give results. So it's pay as you go. It's month to month. They can stop anytime. But we, as mentioned, we take care of everything for them. So no worries about the ads, no worries about the building the page, no worries about building the text email follow-up, all that stuff. We do this right away for them, and all we ask them to do is just make sure they show up to the call, and that's all we ask them to do basically. That's and amazing. Also one last thing I can if I can give an advice to your audience right now.
Yes, please.
Very simple tips that they can use right away. A lot of law firms, they have a very big mailing list, and they have never touched, like a very big, list of leads that they have never been able to convert as a case, as a client.
Right.
A very simple thing they can do is what we call retargeting. So retargeting is upload this list into Facebook ads, and they can actually show the ads to the people in their list.
Really? That's
Yeah,
crazy. I didn't know that was possible. That's so
possible.
cool.
So they can also one thing, if they have not done it yet, on their website, they can install what we call a Facebook pixel. So with that, they will be able to track the audience. So for example, when you try to buy something online, you know, like a clothing, whatever, and you end up not buying it, leaving the website, you're gonna find the same clothing everywhere online.
Right, right.
Shoes, whatever, you're gonna find it. So this way you can also do it for lawyers. So let's say someone comes to your website, they go around, they see about it, everything, but for some reason they leave the website without taking any action.
Right.
You can show them the ads all over Instagram and Facebook. So you always stay on top of their mind, and they can come back to you.
Wonderful. Well, and I know I've experienced that as a consumer and shopper. You know, I'm like, I was just thinking about that, and all of a sudden I'm getting ads left and right. I'm like, I didn't buy anything, but that makes sense if if my history is being, you know, tracked a little bit.
Yeah, this can be applied also for law firms. It's very easy to set up. It's very easy to do, and it can give them like client. You know, if they have a lot of traffic already organically. That can be a very good way to leverage their traffic, and you know, and also leverage if they have a mailing list. You know, they can also reach out to them through this means.
Very, very cool. Well, that's amazing advice. Actually, I didn't even know that. I learned something today. That's amazing. Well, Retta, thank you so much for joining us today. And now, Freedom Marketing, are you online as far as social media goes or anything? And can people follow you there and contact you there, or just the website?
Now on Instagram also, so Freedom Marketing. We have also a Facebook page. They can also contact us by email if they want. So it's info@freedommarketing.com. And they can go to our website, freedommarketing.com. They will find all the information they need there. They can see case study, they can see how I work with clients, they can see testimonials. They can learn more about us, what we do, and they can book a call if they want to speak with us, and we can take it from there.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And thank you everyone for watching. And we hope you reach out, because I'm telling you right now, these are amazing. These are amazing services I'm going to check out too. So thank you again, and have a great day.
Welcome, Reggie. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.